Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Today we're going to do a review, and why we're not doing my normal spiel we'll get into in a second. But if you want to know my thoughts, my feelings and everything in between on Zanna Don't, currently playing at the old joint stock in Birmingham, then stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So here we go, let's get into it. Firstly, let's quickly explain. Normally for each video or for each show that I see, I do 2 separate videos. One being the nervous guide video, which I love to do because it gives me a chance to talk about my experience seeing a show, the experience at the theatre, and also give you any warnings around sensory and content things that could be of use. I love doing these videos. However, time and tide waits for no man, and this show is actually closing very soon on the 15th of December. It even says it down there, very helpful. So I wanted to get this up. I actually saw this show as part of a review for a blog called Theatre and Tonic, which my lovely friend Emmy writes and has created over the years, and I went to see it for her, I went to review it for her, so I got a gifted ticket. But I wanted to talk about it here on this channel as well, because I always want to support the old joint stock, because the theatre itself has become a firm favourite of mine over this year and kind of the end of last year. So let's get into this video. Let's talk about Zanna Don't, starting with what this show is all about. So this show, Zanna Don't, is a musical. It is set in a alternate world where everyone pretty much is gay, and also where the likes of the chess team and the chess champion is the coolest person in school, the popular person in school, and the likes of the football team and their star quarterback is struggling to find somewhere to be in the ecosystem of high school. Just basically think where the cool people in any American TV program or film are, they're not in this world. Also, the school musical is the place to be, whether you are in it or watching it. It is up there in the great places to be in the school world. Now, this group put on a original play in which it talks about straight people joining the military, which stirs up much controversy in the world that this show is set in, but it also triggers a chain of events where things happen and people fall in love. That is shocking to everyone when a boy and a girl fall in love. I know. It is then down to one magical fairy person by the name of Zanna to bring true love to all, regardless of their sexuality, with the magic in their wand. I really enjoyed watching this show. The context and the content of this show is clever and also quite funny. The book of this show and the lyrics were written by Alexander Dinelaris. I probably pronounced that incorrectly, and if I have, apologies. And the music book and lyrics are by Tim Acito. The music in this show, some of them are really catchy songs and some of them are very impressive songs. There is one song which I think is just called Fast or Go Faster, where, as you would predict, the lyric as the song progresses, the lyrics get faster and faster and faster, and I was just like in awe, because it is also a trio based song. So by the end everyone is doing something and it's really mega fast. It's very impressive. The fun feeling of the plot and book of this show and the music involved was also tipped over the edge by the floor shaking choreography of David Winters. Now, when I say that, I don't mean it as a metaphor. I haven't done English in a very long time. The floor literally shakes. If you've never visited the old joint stock, you will not know the space, but it is basically 2 floors above a really nice bar in Birmingham. It is a small-ish space. According to Google, because I googled it recently, it holds just under 100 people, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. And the space is compact but always brilliantly used. Now, add on an 8-strong cast who are all moving and grooving. That floor literally shook. It was very impressive, and you were almost like holding onto your seat in case you went through the floor. It was very impressive and I really enjoyed watching it. Like I said, this cast is 8 people strong and it was a fantastic cast to watch. Firstly, let's talk about the role of Zanna. Now, this show is pretty much led by that character, and fun fact, the role of Zanna was actually supposed to be played by somebody else. Unfortunately, due to vocal issues, the person who was taking on that role decided to step down and a new person was brought in by the name of Jack Gittins. Now, Jack literally had 36 hours from getting the call to be asked to come to the old joint stock to opening night, which was the night before I went to see it, to get all the choreography, all the lyrics, all the lines, everything down. It was very impressive. If we had not been told that by the associate director James Edge before the show started, I'm pretty sure a lot of people they would not have realised. It was very impressive and it was just really exciting to watch this take place on a stage with that small amount of time to learn it in, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. The cast were absolutely excellent. Like I said, there are 8 people involved, and they were all absolutely phenomenal. I did, in my written review, which I will link down below, mention a few people, and I just wanted to shout them out on video too. Firstly, we have Lou Destinique, who plays the role of Roberta. I don't know what about the role of Roberta I was drawn into, but I just wanted to be friends with her. I don't know if it's because if you're not friends with her, you haven't got the protection that she creates, but she is very loyal, very funny to watch, and her love of power tools is like no other. It was really funny to watch her, and her voice was also incredible. Next person I wanted to mention is Josefina Ortiz Lewis, who plays Tank, who is a DJ who helps Zanna along the way to create the love that is needed to blossom, but is also one of those characters who hasn't found it themselves. It all changes by the end, but don't tell anyone. I really enjoyed watching Josefina in this role, and she also takes on a few other roles throughout the show, including in Act 2 a very amusing older gay man, and the views that character spouts. The third person I wanted to mention was Adam Makepeace, who plays Mike. Mike is the person who puts forward the idea of creating the play, who at the time thinks it's a genius idea, but ironically it is that idea that puts his whole life into a spin, and it actually becomes, it comes to him as a cost, at a cost should I say. The cast's energy in the show is 10 out of 10. Like I said, the floor literally shook under the strain, if you will, of their dancing. It was amazing to sit and watch each person, and the fact that some of the cast had been only there for a short period of time, you could not tell because the chemistry and everything was still there, with all involved doing a fantastic job. This show has been directed by Scott LaCrasse, and it is just the best way to spend an evening just before Christmas. The cast is incredible. I always love visiting the old joint stock theatre because I just feel like everything they put on and that I have seen is absolutely insane. They have a collection of shows coming up, including, once this show closes, the next one is coming literally I think 2 days later, which I'm hoping to also get to, which is Scrooge in Rouge, that is playing between the 18th and the 30th of December. So like I said, I'm hoping to grab myself a ticket. This show finishes on the 15th, and I would 100% recommend watching it and supporting small regional theatres. Like I said, I have actually written a review for this show, which is on the Theatre and Tonic website, which I'll try to make sure to link down below. There we are, there we go. Hope you enjoyed, and now you're in the know. That came off the top of my head, but that's all I need to say. Please go and check out this show before it closes if you have chance to. It is such a fun evening out. I watched it on a Friday evening and it had full Friday evening before Christmas energy, in that it was absolutely insane. So go and check it out, and if possible also go and check out Scrooge in Rouge when it comes to the old joint stock too. I'm hoping to get there. But that is that. I'm going to leave this video here because I feel like I've rambled on and half of it has made sense. So hopefully you watched that half. But there we go. I'm going to leave you be. Say what I usually say at the end of the video, which is this. If you've enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Congratulations getting to the end. I never say any of this, is why it comes out so wrong. But all that's left to say is the usual, and that is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, see you later.